course, for those of you new here, so enjoy the video and please wait for the speakers to arrive. It only take 2 minutes. So guys, we have Sandra here. We have Myrtle. Please say hi. You can unmute the microphones and just introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you're doing. Hi. Hi, Sandra.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. My name is Sandra Ponce de Leon. Coming to you from Tulum, Mexico. I am the owner of the NFT boutique in Tulum and Unlockable Content Agency, which is a Web3 marketing agency for all things NFTs. And it's great to be here speaking about the business of NFTs. It's a really exciting topic for all of us.
Thank you, Sandra. We're glad to have you here. So, Myrtle, you can unmute the microphone too and just introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Myrtle Ramos from the Philippines. I am the founder of Blocktides, also the co-founder and CEO of PlaceWar. We are actually PR and blockchain for blockchain and crypto, as well as I do have our own play to earn game, which is PlaceWar, which is backed by Crypto.com. I'm also an influencer of CoinMarketCap, and I'm happy to moderate this event for you guys.
Perfect. We now have Douglas with us. So, Douglas, you can sit on the couch and just enjoy yourself and introduce it.
Okay. My name is Douglas. I am a senior product manager at Pledge Finance. I'm based in Los Angeles.
Cool. So,
all right, so let's. Can you hear
start.
me? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Everybody.
Yeah,
and also, if you're comfortable with enabling video, we can do that too. We have that feature. So Sandra has the video on.
I'm still grasping how to use this metaverse, so please bear with me.
Sure,
All
okay,
right.
no problem.
All right, so I'll go ahead and, of course, start with the questions. So first, this question goes to, of course, Hold on. Douglas, so how did your company get involved in NFTs?
We started in tokens, and we always had a passion for a certain type of product, certain service. I think NFT was just the natural answer for our vision for the DeFi crypto space. Pledge is a DeFi lending platform, and we had initially started with tokens, and then we saw a trend towards adopting NFTs as part of the financial product offering. And as NFTs become more mainstream, we see that as a natural progression for our product line to adopt and operate.
It seems like you got cut off, Douglas. How about Sandra? Let's go to Sandra first.
Thank you. So my journey is a little bit unique and also personal. I have been working in Silicon Valley in marketing for many years, and last year decided to make a big move in my life. I came to Tulum, Mexico, and really came here with the intention of connecting with my ocean tribe, and that definitely happened. But in the meantime, because I'm also passionate about cats, I started taking care of some street cats that started coming to my terrace. And because of the explosion of Web3, just having always had my pulse on, the latest emerging technologies, Web3 really captivated my heart. And, what I realized is that I could also create a community around my shared love for cats. And that's when the story of the Cosmic Cats 420 came to me. And through that, the creation of that collection and working with the various designers that myself and my partner are involved with, we also decided to launch the Unlockable Content Agency, which is also focused on Web3 and the creation and the marketing and the go-to-market of NFTs. And through our collections, what we realized and how we came about to opening the NFT boutique was that we were both creating different merchandise for our collections, which was a lot of fun. For Cosmic Cats 420, I had just, out of pure need and for taking care of the cats, I started to craft Cosmic Cat 420 tree houses. And through that process, and with my partner, we were looking for a place where we could, actually sell our merchandise to go along with collections. And that's where we came up with the idea of NFT Boutique. And now we have a physical location in Tulum. It's been really exciting. It's in a very central location that gets a lot of traffic. And the greatest thing is when somebody walks by, you can see them looking at the sign that says NFT Boutique and, just really kind of with their eyes wide open and taking pictures and, kind of asking themselves, what the heck is that? So it's been a lot of fun. I love the Web3 world. It's just been really great to be re-energized in terms of creativity and storytelling, and also be able to use this medium as a way to fund things that we're passionate about, or to build businesses, or even to fund innovation. I see it.
Awesome. I also love cats, by the way.
Great.
So we can relate on many things. And at the same time, I'm also a scholar graduate of Draper University, if you know that. So, yeah.
Of course, yes.
It's a really cool collaboration at the same time. Of course, we're open for partnership, collaboration. It's best for us to collaborate with each other here in the metaverse. Thank you so much for actually introducing why you got into NFTs. Let's go back to Douglas because he seemed to got disconnected earlier. So you can continue, Douglas, or you can start again.
Oh, I where was I? So anyway, Pledge has adopted NFTs. We use NFTs in a financial manner. We have a borrow and lending platform for DeFi lending, DeFi users. So our intention is to provide a way for, our intention is we provide a debt financing instrument for purposes of creating an escrow pool. And when that escrow is maturing, say it matures in a year, we or in a shorter period of time, we provide the lender and the borrower with an NFT that represents their debt position, similar to how a mortgage or a bond works. We have a vision of moving towards creating a DeFi NFT for real assets down the road. We're not doing that yet, but our founders have strong ties to the real estate market in California. So we envision tying NFTs to those real estate assets as a form of identity for representation. And there are other companies doing this. I think just more crypto, more DeFi entering the space is going to be better for everyone. So we are really excited about this opportunity in the NFT world.
Especially before, I actually handled a project wherein a real estate is also involved when it comes to purchasing STO tokens. So now it's actually revolutionizing the real estate and use of NFTs, right? So I completely agree with that idea, and it's we me experience myself when it comes to the hassle, when it comes to purchasing a house. So why not tokenize everything and make it as an NFT? So I really love that thought, and I am amazed of you what you're doing. So, the next question we have. So why NFTs are valuable to our business? So of course, we all have businesses here. We are all entrepreneurs. So why do you think they are valuable? Let's start with Sandra.
Thanks. And I love the idea of NFTs for real estate. We're also working on some fractionalized real estate offerings through the agency, Unlockable Content Agency. So it's really exciting just to see the innovations. And I think that's a perfect example of the way that Web3 is enabling you to really bridge the real life or the IRL and the digital worlds. And the beauty of it, I think that, I was trying to put my finger on what exactly makes this such a cool, new, almost magical medium, because you really are able to create things that never existed before. And part of that is that you have crypto or blockchain as the underlying mechanism and the ability to build in those smart contracts. And that enables you to incentivize behavior. And what we're seeing is really the creation of new economies. One of the things that we're particularly focused on at the boutique and through our agency is the creation of new economies, what I'm calling and coining the blue heart economy, which really is the evolution of the circular economy to the blue economy with a focus on oceans, to now the blue heart economy, because the Web3 part, the creative aspect, the artistic aspect, that really brings the heart into the economy. And what we're doing is we're putting a value on what was previously seen as a waste. So plastic in particular is a big theme for us. And we are finding ways to incentivize people to not see plastic as a waste, but to see it instead as something that can bring them value. And working very closely with a company called Pet Gas, which transforms plastic into clean fuels. And so that's something that we're really excited about, is this bridging of both the IRL world to the digital world, and this ability to create these new economies where we weren't able to before.
I completely agree, because there's a lot of what I call this. I read some ecological nightmare pyramid schemes. Some says when it comes to, of course, the sustainability, the climate controversy when it comes to swirling around NFTs, right? So that's a real good project that you're actually building, and I actually support that. So since you're in the
Thank you.
Philippines, there's a lot
Mhm.
of what I call this unpopulated lands. So we really do value nature as well, and we actually promote and support social impacts such as planting trees at the same time.
Wonderful.
All right, so let's go to Douglas. What can you say about that, by the way?
So, can you repeat the question?
So the question is basically, why do you think NFTs are valuable to our business?
I see. I think NFTs provide a opportunity for more people to create a sense of create a level of trust in tangible in non-tangible objects. So a lot of things in the current economy require a middleman that may cost more money than that may cost a lot of money, may be out of reach for some people, and can create distrust or be inaccessible for the majority of the population. I think NFTs can create that avenue for underserved populations, underserved communities that would otherwise not have a way to resolve a trust problem. So one of my favorite examples of NFTs outside of what we do here at Pledge is I have read that in war-torn countries across Asia and the Middle East, refugees have turned to NFTs as a way to protect their identity. So they put their secure information on the NFT, and then when they leave the country and they get to a place of safety in a new environment, they can turn to the NFT as a source of trust for their social security number, their bank account information, their passwords, without having to fear that someone is going to hack that source of information or rob them on their own persons of that information. So I think NFT is, in many ways, is a more secure storage account than what we see right now in the cloud space or on a USB key, and it's being kept on the internet, so to speak, in a way that you don't have to necessarily pay an upkeep for. So I think there's a great opportunity to provide that value to a larger population. But of course, with everyone else that is already in the current market of the modern world, it provides also a channel for removing friction and costly fees and representation that may be hard to maintain otherwise.
Exactly. So I also agree with that because here in the Philippines there's an upcoming issue when it comes to the vote buying, when it comes to of course the elections. So it's very best for us to actually have a transparent, open platform which we can actually see transparency when it comes to the national IDs, the voting that we have. So just imagine all of the people here having NFTs as their digital identity, and there's a lot of issues when it comes to someone being dead and it's being registered as a registered voter. So you see the thing that's happening here in the Philippines. So I hope that someone will actually create a platform for that. And yeah, so let's proceed with thank you so much, Douglas. So let's proceed with
Yes,
uh,
and thank you for interruption. Yes, while VJ is here, so let's show our love to the speakers. VJ has just joined, so let's show our love to VJ, Sandra, Douglas. You can press a heart or a thumbs up, anything on a panel, on a white panel. You have a happy face. And please, if you're comfortable to our speakers, Myrtle, our moderator, please open the camera. We have the amazing feature. Sandra's using it. She looks great. So everybody can do that too. And while we're at it, please click on my profile. I'm now in the middle of the stage. And on my profile, you see the link of our Discord channel. So please join the Discord channel. We discuss things there, we talk there, we create something there. We have a lot of very, very, very exciting projects coming up. So please join the Discord channel and enjoy. Thank you for joining us again. And we're happy VJ has joined.
okay. So my camera is really not working right now, so apologies for that. But let's go ahead and introduce yourself, please, Vijay.
Yes. First of all, thanks for having me here on this lovely session. It's one of the unique sessions that also blends uh, metaverse feel, right? So thanks for the invitation, and sorry for the delay. Was month of flight. Was traveling to
Can you
process.
speak louder, more louder, Vijay?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. And
Okay.
after your introduction, please go ahead and tell us. This is the first question, so you actually skipped, but I will ask you a question. How did your company get involved in NFTs? And the second question is, why are NFTs valuable to your business?
So when we are a data or blockchain analytics company. So blockchain is an ocean, and we wanted to pick a niche that is NFTs. And we are actually building a security layer for NFTs. So NFTs are a part and parcel of our lives at BitsCrunch. So if you look at the backers, we have been backed by some of the amazing players in the market, including Animoca Brands, Coinbase Ventures, Polygon, and Crypto.com Capital. So we have had a great start with things are evolving nicely at scratch. So yeah.
Can you hear me? All right. Hello.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for that. So let's go ahead with Sandra. So Sandra, how risky? This is for everyone. So I'll go ahead and make the floor shine upon you guys. So it's gonna be Sandra first, and then Vijay, and then Douglas. Okay. So this is the question: how risky do you think it is to invest NFT related projects? Are NFTs a good investment, and what are the risks? Let's start.
Sure. Yeah, I can take that. Yeah, thanks. Well, I'm kind of biased. So I have become a collector of NFTs myself. And the beauty of it is that many of my collections have actually gone quite up in value. I think, like any investment, you want to do your research. One of the things that's a very common phrase in both crypto and NFT worlds are DYOR, do your own research. One of the things that I'd like to change about that particular saying is, and I'm working with the More Women in Crypto group, which is a group of women that have come together and they're meeting regularly at the NFT boutique in Tulum. And really, it's about for us, it's about learning together, about doing our research together, and that's that's how we safeguard our investments, or really invest in the projects that resonate with us in terms of what is their underlying utility, who is the team behind them, are the founders doxed or not? By doxed, I mean, do you know what their real identities are? And another term is for NFT collections to come out and then for everyone to get rugged, which means that they just take your money and run and never follow through with the rest of the roadmap that they've promised. So like any investment, you've got to do your research. It's great if you have other people that you can do your research with, and so yes, I mean they're risky like any other investment. The other, I think, big risk that you have in just like the crypto world in general is that you have to have a really buttoned up process by which you go about keeping your wallet safe, keeping your key phrases safe, and just kind of keeping a good process for safety in place, because I think that those are probably, for me, the biggest risks. And if you're investing in a piece of art that you like and it hasn't necessarily gone up in value, is that necessarily a loss? I mean, if you still love the art and you still are attached to the mission and the cause, I don't think that's a loss. I think that it's really about aligning yourself with the art that speaks to you, the utility that speaks to you, and the projects that are interesting, and just making sure, seeing what that team is doing and that they're really active in the space. They've got good partnerships lined up, that they're doing what they say they're going to do. And that's something that is easy in the NFT world.
I completely agree. There's a lot of speculations here in the Philippines as well. The reason why I'm always bringing up Philippines, because of course I am here, solid ground, and there's a lot of people who doesn't really know yet about. I actually went to the president's house earlier, the palace, and I introduced blockchain and cryptocurrency, and they seem to not understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, so when it comes to the risks, of course there's still a lot of risk, especially for all of the people who doesn't know basically what's happening, right? So there's a lot of risk in their heads, so that's the reason why they actually want to dive deeper when it comes to blockchain, NFTs. And thank you so much for highlighting that, Sandra. Let's go to Vijay.
I would like to share more or less the same opinion, because it also depends on the utility comes first to me when it has to be a legit project. Like Sandra said, the founders, uh, whether they are legit, do they have a public face on either Twitter or Discord or LinkedIn or whatever it is. And then utility is something that most of the people are missing at this point, because they are just um, talking about NFTs, but not realizing how to sustain in the long run, right? So these are things that people should be aware of. But I mean, Sandra summarized everything nicely. So yeah, I would like to go with the same piece of information here.
So while we
Let's
are
go
having
ahead
a
now
little,
and talk about the opinion. Let's hear from Douglas.
so before Douglas, starts to talk, I just wanted to tell you guys, our audience, first of all, we love you guys, and second of all, because we love you so much, we'll give away NFT tokens with access to an exclusive private Discord channel. So those will be given away for those who are active during our session. So please, while we have our Q&A, a little small Q&A, you can come on stage, ask questions, and don't forget to ping your friends by clicking a plus button to ping your friends, your connected, people that you connect with, your friends, your colleagues, stuff like that. And to collect the NFT token, you guys have to connect your NFT crypto wallet. So to do that, you have to click on your profile, go to settings, scroll down to the very, very bottom, and you'll see connect the wallet. So you have many, many wallets to choose from. So connect one and get your NFT token and be a part of Connect Club. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, okay, you'll be having NFTs as per Christine. So let's go ahead and proceed with Douglas. Are you there?
Yes. Can you restate the question?
All right. So the question is, how risky do you think people, when it comes to investing in NFTs, what are the risks? And of course, the best important thing to know is, what is your take on that?
I think for the regular user buying into NFT, of course, you have to know what you're getting into. As was stated earlier, do your own research. It's important to do that. I think if you wanted to be serious, if you wanted to invest in a business that does NFT, I assume it's more lengthy requirements depending on where you are in the world. I think in the US you have to be an accredited investor to take that risk of investing in a space that's not yet defined strongly in the US market. So as a regular consumer of NFTs, and potentially, I guess it sounds like if you just generate NFTs from a NFT generator platform, it seems like that is a very straightforward, accessible way of generating NFTs. But if you wanted to invest in a company that generates NFTs, then there's probably more red tape there. So that's where I would go with that. Yes.
Thank you so much, Douglas. Especially when it comes to the, what do you call this? The intellectual properties when it comes to NFTs. As far as I know, there's still a gray area when it comes to the regulations for intellectual property. That's the last time that I actually heard about that. But of course, there's a lot of regulators already. I've been actually interviewed by the universities in Singapore and the government. They're actually planning to make a regulation out of it. Thank you so much, Douglas. How about you, Vijay?
So could you also repeat the question again?
When it comes to the risks involved in investing NFTs,
Yeah. So
what? Yeah.
I
What are
mean,
the?
I shared a couple of glimpses over the last question, right? So one thing is, with no real utility, the value is not going to sustain. And the benefits that people get out of it. I mean, if I buy your pieces of NFT, what do I get out of it? And if you buy it from me, then who is going to buy it from you, and what is the utility attached to that? That is what most of the NFT collections in this space are missing, and that is what um, board apes and punks and Nebits communities are doing really well in order to sustain, in order to open up things. Let's take Gary V for instance. Gary V's NFTs enables you to get Gary V's books, or gets the chance to meet him in person, right? He's one of the famous personalities out there in the NFT space. So people need to come with a lot of utilities, come with a lot of ideas in order to um make it sustainable. Otherwise, whatever you invest might be at risk. And also, play to earn games have been a trend. But if you look closely, only very few selected games are doing well. So, also investing on such pieces might hamper your chances. So, yeah, these are my 2 cents on it.
Thank you so much. I completely agree. Since again, Place War also have a game. Of course, there's actually the one that I can see right now are the utilities when it comes to auction for the arts, of course, or other stuff, and also the gameplay when it comes to the rewards mechanism and the game ecosystem itself. Thank you so much for that, Vijay. So, last two questions that I have. So, based on your experiences, guys, what do you think is the future of NFTs? I know NFTs are very is a very broad topic, because this can definitely tap in all industries, right? A lot of Hollywood actors and actresses are actually aping in already, promoting their own NFTs. So, based on your experience handling your projects, your companies, what do you think is the future NFTs? Let's start with Douglas.
I think the future of NFT is more adoption, higher market trade volume, more creators. I think the whole ocean is going to rise for the NFT market and subsequently the crypto space. Web 3.0 is not just crypto and NFTs. It's there's other things to be considered with blockchain, but I think overall we can expect a greater adoption. There are talks of a bubble, but everyone can see a bubble. It's just hard to predict when that bubble will pop. But crypto has experienced rise and fall in the last 10 years. So even if there is a pop, most likely what will happen is any projects that are not serious will not survive the collapse, and any that are strong will become mainstream. So I think either way, we should be expecting NFT and the larger crypto market to become more mainstream.
I really love that thought that you have when it comes to uh, we're waiting for that bubble to pop up, right? So, yeah. Thank you so much, Douglas. And how about Sandra? What's your take on that? What is actually the future of NFTs?
Yeah, well, I agree with everything that Douglas said. I think we are in for more and more adoption of NFTs and subsequently more adoption of crypto. Some of the exciting things that we're seeing on the horizon is that you are going to be able to, and I think that there are some platforms that are already enabling this, you to pay for your NFTs with your credit card. So you don't actually have to have a crypto wallet to get into the game, which is really exciting. And that's also going to increase mainstream adoption. I think we've seen a lot of really interesting use cases of brands getting into the game. Coca-Cola was one of the first pioneers. They had the bubble jacket NFT, and then you saw really cool things like Dolce and Gabbana having a fashion show in the metaverse, and selling their fashions, and that trend is going to continue with these B2C brands. But what I'm really excited for is for the B2B brands to get into it, and more corporate organizations to start to adopt NFTs. One particular use case I'm really interested in is how a big corporation can actually use NFTs to fund their innovation initiatives. Because often what you find with innovation teams is that they're a little bit on the outskirts of the core business. They somewhat threaten the core business, and they don't necessarily get a lot of the funding that they need to do the things that they want in terms of adopting new technologies. And I think the ones that are brave enough to adopt Web3 and put their toes in the water, especially the ones that have really strong backers in terms of the community and audience that really loves like their technology. I think that those brands have a real opportunity to reinvent themselves in Web3, and also to look at this as really a new funding mechanism that allows them to connect with their communities, be experimental at the same time, and also find these ways to be able to do the things that they want from a business and operations perspective, and also help their bottom line.
Thank you so much for your insights, Sandra. There's a lot of thought there. But when it comes to the fashion show, like Dolce and Gabbana, actually Gucci also, right? So very well stay updated when it comes to blockchain and crypto news, especially the big names who's really getting into the metaverse already. And I also agree with Douglas, which blockchain is not just for cryptocurrency, because basically I'm not a maxi of any cryptos, even though I do have my own play to earn game. I'm a blockchain maximalist.
Nice.
Thank you so much for that. I completely agree, because if you support one, or if you'll become a maxi, you're just closing your door. That's just my own personal opinion. Okay, so Vijay, what's your thoughts on that? What's the future of NFTs?
I mean, I have a strong connection towards NFTs. I mean, that is the reason why we are providing a security layer for NFTs, not just Dolce and Gabbana and other brands. There is also Samsung who ventured into NFTs. HSBC bought a land in Sandbox or Decentraland. So the brands and the bigger Web2 companies keep coming at us, keep coming at the NFT space, which is good for the space and good for the community. And great news at BitsCrunch as well. We just partnered with MasterCard yesterday. That is again a massive news. MasterCard venturing into NFT space. So when things like this happen, that gives more hope and trust, and that is where we see if people are inflating any NFT prices. We are detecting data patterns behind what is happening with every single NFT out there. So right now we have indexed everything on Ethereum and Polygon, but yeah, looking to explore more chains in the coming months and years to come. So yeah, thanks.
Oh wow, that's actually a good one, because I'm also into cybersecurity. If you actually know what I call Simply Learn and EC Council, they're based in Bangalore, so they've invited me to create a white paper when it comes to the security integration when it comes to IoT. So IoT is a big industry as well that can definitely help when it comes to transactions, blockchain as a whole. Thank you so much for all of your answers. And then the last question, basically, what are the challenges of NFT? Let's start with Sandra now.
So the challenges of the NFT space are that it's new still, and there's a lot of different platforms and protocols out there, and determining where best to launch your NFTs is challenging. Determining, the whole business behind NFTs is a completely different business than anything that have been used to in a traditional sense, even in a traditional digital sense. You have to really look to these new community platforms like Discord, which can sometimes be a little bit challenging in terms of adoption. It's if you're not used to it, it can be overwhelming. And I think that might be one of the biggest challenges is there's so much information out there. It is overwhelming, and so you really need to find these small pockets of support. Groups like More Women in Crypto which is about women coming together, collaborating, learning, supporting each other, and mentoring each other, is a great platform. And I invite anyone in the audience that wants to join us to join in. We have weekly Zoom calls and IRL meetings at 6 p.m. That would be 6 p.m. Central Time right now, since we are in Mexico. The other challenges are, just, kind of keeping on your toes and making sure that the projects you're evaluating are, up to par and legit. And that can take some work on itself. But I think otherwise, I think it's just, have fun, right? Even if you get rugged, even if, you may lose a little money, or your NFT doesn't, go up in value, you're gaining new learnings along the way. And I think that's the best way to look at this, is, to open up your, just simply by purchasing an NFT, you have to go through a process of getting a wallet, and I always say it's a gateway drug into crypto. But so you have to, it's good to keep yourself open to these new vehicles that, for a lot of people are really sort of new wealth creation vehicles. And so it is really exciting. And just be cautious and be present, I think, is like the biggest advice for anyone getting into NFTs. Don't just, go out there willy-nilly and, although there are people that do that, but for me, I would say go slower, stay present, and, really take your time when you're evaluating different projects to get into.
Yes, I relate when it comes to the rug, because I'm also aping into meme tokens. It's just like I'm just trying it out,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always tell this to the community that we have. So we have 12,000 community in block tides alone, and then at the same time, women in blockchain here in the Philippines. So it's an association that we established, actually supported by the government as well. So basically, we are always telling them that you don't need to have a um, technical information or dive deeper into the coding or whatnot when it comes to blockchain. All you have to do is understand it. So basically, that's the purpose. It is our responsibility as a moderator, as a speaker, for us to educate a lot of people. It's not just a one-way street wherein you not let your community not be educated when it comes to what's happening. But of course, just try it out. It's still up to their risk at the same time, because you'll never know. One day you'll be the next CEO who's actually moderating events. There's a lot of opportunities here in this space, especially it's becoming mainstream. Actually, it's mainstream already. So that's the reason why this is a new open world where everyone can be something. So that's what I believe in. Thank you so much, Sandra. And let's actually hear from Douglas.
I'm sorry, I thought I answered the question.
This is for the challenges for NFTs.
I think NFTs, they should be cautious about what they're basing their value on. Obviously, our industry is intrinsic, but coming from the financial side, we are basing our value on a financial instrument that is typically built with some form of money. And I think the NFTs that will survive will be the ones that are based on true assets, real assets. But still, there is possibility to build NFTs on liability, on equity. I think tying it to physical or digital documentation is going to be essential to transitioning NFTs into mainstream culture. But at the moment, I think some NFTs look like they're just built on very fashionable or exclusive communities. And while they do generate real money, so that's important, you have to be careful not to be the last one holding the hot potato, so to speak. I think this is a bit conservative here, but I think some NFT driven communities are almost like pyramid schemes. You have to look at the entire community and consider, am I the last one on the pyramid to get the NFT? So everyone should be, examine, do their own research, understand where the community is driving the NFT from, and what is the downstream once you get the NFT. So I think there's going to be a lot of hype around NFTs, but there's a lot of value that's going to come out of NFTs that we're going to see probably play out for the rest of the year.
That's actually very important with all of the things that you mentioned. So especially the value. So I really agree with that, Douglas. Thank you so much. And let's hear from VJ.
So since the space is very niche, like Sandra said, educating people towards NFTs is the challenge. The more and more people get educated about NFTs, what is an NFT, what is an utility, how well a person can use or utilize NFTs in the long run, that is vital at this point, because if you look at the whole crypto community, not even 30% are into NFTs, right? NFT space is still evolving. But this was the same case with DeFi, right? DeFi some years back, and we all saw how it evolved. So this will happen for NFTs again, provided we give some time. So yes, I see that it will evolve in the coming years, but it needs a lot of support from the crypto community. Like what you guys are doing at Connect.Club, we need more and more clubs, more and more places where people talk about NFTs, people talk about crypto, people talk about DeFi, and that is what can create a ripple effect. And I believe it is already happening. So yeah, keep going, keep doing what you guys are good at. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So now we have time for a little Q&A. So people that are in the audience, please press the yellow button. It's on a down white panel, and you will be in the audience, and you can come up on stage, unmute your microphone, and just ask a question, and hopefully our speakers will answer those questions. So anybody has any questions, again, please, people that are in the audience, press the yellow button and you will be invited as a speaker on stage. Yes, Ronald, come on stage. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for the time and for the information shared. I appreciate that. And my question is, when I think Sandra was the one who mentioned, like, do your own research, which maybe you can mention some items that you can consider when you are doing the research, like the roadmap, the project team. What would be the key values that you need to check on a project to give it some points, like in advance, right? To qualify as a good project or bad project. Maybe that's difficult, but what could be the key values that we need to check when we are trying to invest or considering a project to invest?
Thank you. I guess, for me, the things that I look at, the first thing is probably the team and whether the team is doxed or whether their identities are revealed or not. And then, by knowing that, you can actually do a lot of research on them. For example, my LinkedIn is quite visible. Anyone that, sees my LinkedIn can see that I've been in the industry for a long time, that I've been in Silicon Valley, that I've been a founder, that I've been a storyteller, that I write a column. So it's very easy to find information out on teams that are doxed. And then, looking at the project itself and whether it's actually doing the things that it's saying it's doing. For example, there's another project that I really love, which is called Nemus.Earth, and their NFTs are protecting the Amazon rainforest. And they actually have, each NFT is actually tied to a parcel of land in the Amazon. And what they're doing is they're also bringing those stories of this particular territory, this part of the Amazon, to life. They're showing the conversations that they're having with squatters to prevent them from actually clear cutting the land in the Amazon, and showing those efforts in real time to their community members. So I think that when you see things like that, when there's actually the activity behind it, when you see a strong community, when you see a strong leadership team, those are the things that I would look for. And then of course, does it resonate with you? I think this is one of the most fun times we've had, probably since the internet got started, which is like there's such a focus on art and on creation and, sort of this new wealth creation vehicle. So I think it's just, you should also just see things that you appeal to you visually, aesthetically, from a sound perspective. What are you passionate about? Find projects that are in alignment with those passions. And then, do that research, or do research together with other people that are also, wanting to get into the game. That would be my advice.
Perfect. So we have time for one more question. I think, Tehaska, please stop on stage. Hi.
Hi, guys. Thanks for hosting this. It's quite an interesting topic, actually, and I've been doing the same. We've been speaking a lot about these NFTs attached with physical assets, right? Now, for example, the topic you brought about the Amazon NFT, that's a great initiative, and I really love that NFT. And actually, I was looking to even buy that. But irrespective of that, what I really want to know is, in your opinion, how would you actually attach a physical asset to an NFT and have it in operation?
Can anyone answer that? Or
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Was that a question for me?
Oh, anyone can take it.
Can you repeat the question?
Now, attaching physical assets to NFTs, how would you actually make it practicable for operation? Because NFTs are constantly bought and resold, right? So then when does a buyer actually get the physical asset? Is it simultaneously done? Or what if it's like, say, for example, the Nike sneaker NFTs? They said, they are coming up with new token system, which will, first be used for reselling purposes, and when the person really wants to encash it, they will get shipped their sneakers. I'm not sure if it's Nike, but there's a sneaker brand.
So I think what you're talking about is what we like to call unlockable content, right? And we do that a lot with a lot of the NFTs. For example, and the purchase of an NFT can unlock an experience, can unlock access to things like tree houses here in the jungle of Tulum. And so, they work a little bit differently, but generally your access to that particular physical asset is something that would be written into the smart contract. And so, you would unlock, so it could be a digital asset or a physical asset at the point of purchase. And then, yes, for some, it does become somewhat of a logistics challenge in some of these cases where they're sending you physical objects. And in a lot of cases, they may say, we only ship to these certain geographic areas, or you're going to need to come to us to actually pick up that, unlockable content that you unlock by the purchase of your NFT. So I think there's just a wide range of ways that you can go about it.
It's become pretty commonplace, especially like the Bored Apes and the Gutter Cats. They've issued out NFTs that are redeemable. So you basically go to the website, connect your wallet, and then you can basically burn an NFT to receive your goods. So like I did that with a sweatshirt for both of them. And so, that's already being done. That works pretty well.
I would even say go so far as to say it will be like the stock market, right? Where you the exchange has a informational representation of your stock being held, and then whoever ends up, say it gets traded 10 times in a day, doesn't matter that the shares are held with the company, and if you wanted to redeem them, you could go in person somewhere and get the paper version of that stock. So it's kind of like what we see already in the financial market, right? Or in even in regular business, the representation is already in the market that you can go that you can trade on, and then when you want to actually collect it, then there's a process that's in place for doing that.
There's actually an issue with that, at least on Ethereum and the virtual machines that are based on Ethereum. There's a thing called miner extracted value, where because of the miners, they can actually process transaction and reorder the transactions and the orders they're going in. So if you're doing something like that, you can't really do trading. For example, if you're doing a Uniswap transaction, they can actually enter a transaction before your transaction, if it's a large transaction, to front run your transaction. So if you're trading things like stocks, you may have issue with that. I could see stuff, maybe something that's not as traded as high as volume. Maybe if it's a real estate transaction, I can see that maybe happening because you're not just flipping houses by the second. But in a stock, that's why people are looking at Solana. And basically because Solana has a different way that it handles its transactions. Obviously, Solana has had some issues down the road over the past. But so those are some of the things that need to be looked at. So there are still issues that need to be solved in this space. There are technical challenges. Yeah.
Thank you,
Right.
everybody. Yes. So thank you, VJ. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, Myrtle. Thank you for everybody that has been asking questions. And on that note, I'm again in the middle of the stage. I invite everybody on here to join the United Metaverse Club. This is the club by Connect.Club. And at United Metaverse, we share our knowledge, observation, and insights to help people and businesses to develop in Metaverse. And I think everybody that has been here today is interested in that. So click on my profile. I have the link to the club. It's under the fire emoji. You'll find that very easily. Join the club, and we're going to have many, many events, many things to come. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Let's again show some love for speakers, for moderators, for everybody that has been asking questions. And bye-bye. Enjoy your day. It was great talking to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe.
Bye.
But
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for the organization. I needed to leave in the last 5 minutes. I got an urgent call. Anyway, if somebody is interested to NFTs for healthcare applications of blockchain in general, and particularly NFT, please contact me. Jesus is my name. I am here in the community, and just talk to me. I'm extremely interested in exchanging ideas and so on. Thank you very much again for the conversation today.